Welcome back to Breakfast Central. You're right in time for our newspaper headlines. Let's share what the front pages are saying today. Joining us is multi-award winning broadcaster of global repute, Habib Haruna. Good morning.
Morning.
I have to start refining ways to be introducing you. So that I need to let people know your journalistic
repeat.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Let's get into the paper this morning. The Independent is our first paper. Rising insecurity is the big story there. It says Tinubu National Assembly have failed Nigerians, SMBLF says. Warns against reintroduction of Ruga National Forest Guards, says sole administrator must not conduct local government polls in Rivers. That's an important
I think that's the biggest.
Yes. In fact, maybe we should start with that one. Sole administrator conducting local government polls in Rivers. Is he overstepping his boundaries?
I think he has been overstepping his boundary all this while, and people have been complaining that this man has a directive, not a mandate, a directive from the president, approved by the National Assembly. That's the constitutional process. The president presented him, declared state of emergency, appointed him. The National Assembly must approve it so that it will be legal, be constitutional. That is what the National Assembly did. And that is why he had a sword and a pause. That pause must be controlled and approved by the National Assembly. This man, the retired military man, is responsible for the National Assembly. That's why he went there yesterday to present his budget. And the National Assembly said they will monitor it and make sure it conforms with what is on the table. You know, but what people are saying, and rightly true, is that the man has been behaving as if he was elected. He's behaving as if he has a mandate of the people of Rivers State, and he did not. He's not been that mandate. So by conducting the local government elections, we'll be circumventing the Constitution. Like I say, I don't think the National Assembly, both the House of Reps and Senate, will allow that, you know, because we know what it represents. The National Assembly represents a particular faction of the crisis. We all know that, you know. And the way and manner he has been running the government, the way and manner he has dismissed the supporters of the governor and the aides of the governor is an indication that the man will not be transparent and he will not conduct a free and fair government polls in that state.
He has appointed the RISIC. And
some people have been appointed by him.
Yes.
And he has been checkmated to some extent.
Yes, we saw them.
But people have been crying out, protest, in the street, in the state. So I think if we're not going to the extent of doing that, if he does that, people in that state have a right to go to court and stop him. Government elections will be conducted by somebody that was elected. That is safe for power. And we are hopeful that from all indications, it's as if they're trying to resolve the matter so the man can come back.
But
6 months.
But him coming back, and yesterday, the sole administrator was in the House to defend the budget, 1.846 trillion naira. And he's saying that he also made a statement that the budget will prepare the return to civilian rule, meaning that, of course, he's looking to ensure that the budget is used wisely for the people. There's no mention of the governor coming to...
No, you cannot mention the governor. It's implicit. It's in the best interest of democracy, best interest of President Bola Tinubu, who have received many flanks, for going that route, and the best interest of the people of Rivers State, and the best interest of Wike and Fubara, for that emergency route to end in the first phase, in 6 months. That's why I said, from all indications, all the parties are interested in ending it. And the government has been making some moves, offset. People are saying that the man is capitulating. But I think it's not capitulation. It's the dynamics of the time. You have to be, it's give and take. Give some, take some. But I think we are heading somewhere to be resolved.
Okay. There's still other stories here. Too many stories on the front page of the Daily Independent. Benue, I would have talked about Ruga, but we'll come back to that. Benue killing, so big pixel in Tinubu's visit says it lacked empathy. Surge in vandalism may throw Nigeria into darkness. TCN warns. Oyetola flags off Nigeria's Imo Council election campaign in London. 6,260 terrorists killed. 5,365 civilians rescued in 2 years, according to the Defense Headquarters. WHO unveils guidelines for managing sickle cell disease during pregnancy. Wike Defense Tax Drive says Abuja gets just 1% of federal government allocation. Tariff hike. MTN Airtel may generate over 3 trillion naira from data in 2025. Subscribers grown over cost and poor service. Rivers 1.846 trillion naira budget to prepare for return to civil rule, IBAS says. I mean, Joe has highlighted that. FCCPC seals visa centers in Abuja for obstruction of investigation. These are the stories on the front page. You were not here to talk about the president's visit yesterday. 2 days ago, right?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
No, 2 days ago.
Or Wednesday, yes, yesterday. So Peter Obi is saying that it lacked empathy. I think he's particularly referring to the Benue incident, especially because he talked about the president dressing in Agbada.
The statement issued by, on Twitter by Peter Obi.
Yes.
Where he was talking about.
And then he made comparisons to South Africa.
Went to Benue in a celebratory mood.
Yeah.
That it should be more, you should show more empathy, more sympathetic to the victims and what they are facing. But Peter Obi is a politician, but I will not agree with him on this matter. The president, people have been shouting that the president should visit Benue. He went there 2 days ago, visited some victims at the hospitals and addressed a town hall. And it demonstrated leadership. Many stakeholders were there. The third thief came up, stood up and told the president what is happening. It's about land grabbing. You can't come in from Futajalon and elsewhere and come and be grabbing our land. Many people were raised. And the president, a politician, a statesman, a leader, address it. Many people will not be happy with it. Like Atiku Abubakar, like Peter Obi. They are opposition leaders. Their job is to put the president on his toes. And that is what is good for democracy. And we as media is to put issues on the table and let people judge. So what Obi is saying is a peculiar thing for people to say as an opposition, not like Atiku Abubakar. But the president went there, sent a message, told them that they must come together and work together for peace to reign. He told the government to work with the federal government. And also instructed, directed the security agencies, the CDS and the IG. My friend, where the arrests were made. So I think those are the issues that a leader. So I agree with the president on this matter. Obi has the right, to express his reservation. But the president has gone there and message has been sent.
Okay, let's go to the next paper, the Daily Times, Joe.
Yes, Daily Times. On the front page of the Daily Times, alleged defamation. Senator Natasha Akpoti docked, granted 50 million naira bail. Terrorism charges. Kano opens defense July 18. Federal government settles 1.2 trillion naira pension backlog. Launches boost for 223,000 retirees. Kaduna visit. President Tinubu honors Dangiwa with national CFR title. Senate leader explains increase in Rivers 2025 budget proposal. He was here yesterday. It was on the show, an interview with us here, that he explains the increase. Not forgetting to, he talked about the padding. Well, this time we're talking about the spokesperson, the Senate spokesperson who was here yesterday. Tuga rallies West Africa against neo-colonialism at ECOWAS meeting. But let's focus on Natasha. 50 million naira bail granted, which of course she took. And the case has been adjourned until later on this month.
Many legal experts, senior lawyers, have queried the federal government, federal government intervention on this matter. That defamation, criminal defamation, for what? Senior lawyers have said that, why? This man was just expressing her opinion on TV. So on civil matter, not criminal.
I think the aspect is because of the allegations of assassination that they had sent people to come and kill her. But before we have you respond to that, we have Trudy calling from Lagos. Good morning, Trudy. Please go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, good morning, Olive and Joe. Yes, I heard what your guest is saying. First of all, I want to talk about the administrator of River State. For me, as a person, he is an imposter. It's not known by the law. And by that single act, that act is suspicious. You have 6 months to stay in an office, and you're talking about budget. 3 months or 2 months has already gone. I suspect a foul play. They should be vigilant. Secondly, on the issue of Natasha Kotudraga, federal government interfering, empty, taking her to court. My worry is this. This matter is between Akpabio and Natasha. How come federal government in that matter?
Correct.
What is the federal government business in that matter by taking her to court? But we thank God, judiciary, we hope on judiciary. Judiciary, I know, will do a good job. We are waiting to see the outcome of this matter. They want to distract us, but it will not work. Nigerians wants to know what happened in that hallowed chamber. Whether the accusation is true or false, Nigerians want to know. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you very much, Judy, for sharing your thoughts.
Fantastic intervention from the caller.
Yeah.
Because Natasha may be on trial, but at the same time, the judiciary will be on trial.
Judiciary as well.
Yes, absolutely.
But what about the third person?
Who?
The Senate President.
The judiciary, the president is on trial. It's the federal government that is taking Natasha to court. And people are saying, what is the interest of the federal government here?
Why?
This man was expressing his opinion.
To an individual.
And to an individual. And he was saying, he was taking him to court that he was defending the character of the Kogi State governor, who has no character. That's my opinion. From to this state governor, Idris has no character. I stand by it on national television. And Akpabio, Senate President, who has vigorously criticized by Nigerians for not doing a good job. So I think the more you pursue this case, the more you make Natasha to be a star. Yesterday she was a star. Social media, at corporate basis, and if you look at the public opinion, most of the Nigerians are supporting her. They are with her. So the more you take her to court, the more you make her a star, and I'm sure the judiciary are watching. They do the right thing in this matter.
I like how you said judiciary is being watched, is in focus. Because truly, just like the caller said, judiciary would also be watched on how they handle this particular matter. And then the caller also raised a very, very salient point. I mean, why the federal government? What's the federal government business? And that's what you said as well.
Okay, Tukba, these are senior lawyers, senior SANs. They came out and said, they wrote the AG.
The Attorney General of the Federation.
Yes, what are you doing?
Even the Attorney General of the Federation, yes, he spoke as well.
So what are you talking about? What are you doing? I'm saying that I don't have a right, not that my opinion on this TV now, take me to court. And they have to take me to court. Let the people that are involved take me to court. And I was also my lawyer, let's go to court, let's go there. You know, so the government, if the government is just showing that they have something to hide, something to defend, you know, by taking this woman to court. And by so doing, we are making her a star. They give her a platform to shine. Now what is happening? That's my opinion. They should be advised. Leave this woman alone. Now there are way of doing it. You know, drop the case and let go and resolve their matter at the Senate.
All right. I mean, when we talked about this at the start of the show, that's one of the things that I said. That yes, on the one hand, you say that those are very strong allegations, saying that someone is behind the attempt on your life and has given specific instructions that you should be killed in Kogi State, and you know they should make sure that happens. And you pointed fingers at the Senate President and the former governor of the state. Those are very strong allegations.
What is the federal government?
However,
what is that business there?
However, well, so
you are a lawyer.
What
is the interest of the federal government in this matter? Why are you crying more than the bereaved?
I'm not holding brief.
Because it's a governor who has no character.
Do you represent the federal government?
I'm not holding brief for the federal government. I am not holding brief for the federal government, but I would assume that part of the argument may be that these are strong criminal allegations that border on, which is what we are hearing, that border on not just the personalities of the persons involved, and because in their capacity, for example, they're not law enforcement officials, but that they're serving in the federal government, so also reflects poorly on the federal government. I don't know. That may be the argument, that it's now no longer civil defamation, but maybe criminal defamation. But another question that comes to mind is, Where was this energy when Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan first complained about how there was an abuse of power, when there was sexual allegations against the Senate, and the Senate Ethics and Privileges Committee said that the matter was dead on arrival. You know, Imasuen had come out
cannot
to
be proven.
Yeah, you know, to strongly criticize that. So I think these are areas that should be highlighted.
Absolutely.
Let's take a call from Ali calling from Kano. Khalid calling from Kano. Good morning, Khalid. Khalid, can you please speak up? All right, I don't think that we have Khalid. Just to mention,
it's a bit low.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but please speak up.
Please speak up, please.
And turn down the volume of your TV set, Khalid, please.
Hello.
All right, might have to disconnect Khalid and have him call back. Just to mention, for anyone who tries to call, please, as soon as you call, turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can have a conversation, or else we'll have to disconnect the call because there's an interference there somehow. So yes, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's case is still in court, and we'll continue to follow it. You said that they've made her the star, which is the truth. See all the influencers
The more
are
they
supposed,
pursue this case,
you know,
the more they embarrass themselves. The more the whole world will be seeing that these people are interested. You know, they are interested in protecting the interest of their stooges, like former governor of Kogi State and Senate president. You know, and it also shows that in democracy, people don't have the right to voice their opinion.
Right.
Which is one of the major ingredients of democracy is the right of speech, freedom of speech. You know, so by taking this woman to court, what is the interest of the federal government on this matter?
Okay, Paul is calling from Lagos. Let's hear from Paul. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Please go ahead and speak up.
And I'm calling from Lagos. I want to comment on the Natasha issue. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but your voice is very faint. If you can please speak up.
Okay, I said my name is Paul and I'm calling from Lagos. I want to comment on the Natasha issue.
Go ahead.
And, what she has done, she has made a very grave allegation on the Senate president and some other Senate members. What your guest there, I don't know if it's your guest, I'm a first-time caller here. What your guest is saying is like someone who is taking sides. She has stand on national TV to make these allegations, and the federal government has to be involved in the matter. This matter should not just be swept under the carpet. She must bring evidences that will show that this is what they planned against her. We should not just say because she's a woman and so whatever she says, everybody should take it like that. The case must be decided by the court, and whatever the court says, at least we should believe in our courts also. We should have a sense of trust in our judiciary. Thank you.
Before you go, are you there?
I'm with you.
Okay, I think our guest has a question for you, because I think you wanted to...
Yes, Mr. Paul. I want to know the interest of the federal government on this matter. Why are they interested? I was thinking that the Senate president or the former governor of Kogi State will petition the police. That is what this woman is saying. This is defamation against my person, against their persons. Why is the federal government intervening? What is their interest on the matter?
The Senate president's lawyer has also called Natasha to come to court. And up till now, she has not appeared in court. At least you are aware of that she should bring strong evidence. So the federal government, if she's not coming to court, the federal government also has a part in this, because these people are also in the federal government. She has made a strong allegation.
They're not in the federal government. The Senate president is in the Senate legislature. Why the former Kogi is in Kogi State?
It's an arm of the federal government now. It's an arm of the...
No, please. The Senate has its own entity, different organ from the executive, which is the federal government.
Okay, let's rest the case. But the point I want to make is that at least let us give the judiciary a sense of trust. At least let's believe in them, that they can come up with the truth. Thank you.
For it. I think it's good we clear that air, because It's very important that as Nigerians we understand when actions are taken.
Correct.
We've seen too many decisions being made. For instance, the Rivers State crisis is one situation that up until 10, 15 years time, Nigerians will still poke and find a hole inside the decisions.
Yes, questions.
Because, I mean, take a look at what we're seeing. The sole administrator is now appointing a RISIC. And we're asking questions. Is it that the situation we found in Rivers State now upholds or gives him all of that power?
That is it.
And then again, Rivers people will tell you that where was the violence? Can you pinpoint where it was that led? So we just have to ensure that we follow through every single situation. But let's go to our next paper very quickly.
We have one more call from Ilorin.
It seems that this Friday everybody's
calling from
itching
Ilorin.
to
Good
really
morning.
talk.
Thanks for calling. Please go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I don't know whether I'm audible, the first time caller.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really go into the technicalities of the matter. But I think what concerns me is former governor's role in this, Yaya Bello. You know, you could argue that Akpabio is the Senate president. You know, on that basis, you could have this lawsuit come up. But for Yaya Bello, it's, to me, it seems off. You know, to bring him into this. On what basis is he being? Is Natasha being sued? As far as Yaya Bello is concerned, what is the relationship between the federal government and Yaya Bello? And I think it's something you know, your guests could you know, throw some light on. That's my own view. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Naro. Just to mention that our guest is not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a journalist.
Yeah.
I'm conversant with realities on ground.
Absolutely.
And it's a corollary to what the last caller said too about the Senate president and the former governor of Kogi State. They are not under the federal government. The Senate president is the leader, is the head of the national legislature in Nigeria, you know, and can be sued. And I was thinking that Senate president or the affected former governor in Kogi State will write a petition
To the IGP.
to the IGP, who will now investigate and take Natasha to court. Because what people are saying, senior lawyers in Nigeria, Falana, Okutukpa, what they are saying variously, consistently, is that the federal government has no role, has no job in instituting a criminal case against Natasha. That shows that they have more than casual interest on the matter. And I was thinking that even if they're interested, it should have been civil, not criminal.
So that's a
another
challenge
thing.
as well.
That's another
I think that we're treading on murky waters here because normally, in a number of cases, the state can institute a criminal action on behalf of a private citizen if there has been a crime committed here.
Okay.
And part of what they are pushing for is the fact that, or part of what the argument might be, is that this was a criminal offense because they're making it a criminal defamation as opposed to a civil defamation. But then again, there's arguments about criminal defamation not being in accordance with citizens' rights. You know, there have been, you know, global outcry and criticism against criminal defamation because they feel like it stifles citizens' rights to freedom of speech, especially when this criminal defamation did not incite violence of any sort. So I think it's a bit of a confusing situation here that the court will have to, of course, be the final decision.
But the upshot and the ultimate, in my view, is the federal government should not infringe on the fundamental human right of citizens. That is very, very key.
That's another aspect.
That's very, very key.
Because when the senator went outside of Nigeria.
Let's hear from Onyeka. He's calling from the country's capital. He's calling from Abuja. Good morning, Onyeka.
How's the FCT?
Onyeka, can you please be audible? We can't hear you.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Please go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to comment on the issue of the River State. I just watched it from my sister. It's in television right now. You know, I was also watching. Then when I now tuned into the News Central, I just had
somebody speak about that. Now, the position I want to take, and I'm very sad about this whole thing, is that it doesn't seem to me that the issue of River State is sincerely coming to an end. Hello? Can you hear me? Are you with me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I don't see the Mr. President sincerely and this APC government. I pray that God will sincerely help us. You see, when Fubara, with all the things that happened in Rivers State, we all watched it, we all witnessed it. And then the Solar administrator was running from the retired Navy, Oga that came from Akwa Ibom or Cross River State. I thought it was supposed to be a small, a stopgap, maybe in another 6 months. Everything should be preparatory to handing over to Fubara. And for instance, like somebody said on your studio, we didn't see any of this violence that should orchestrate the state of emergency. Is this a state grabbing, plan from Wiki? I don't get this. Mr. President, who we said he is, a Democrat, should start and concussion this young man called Wiki. And all he thinks he's doing. He has grabbed the judiciary. He has done this. He's even leading Mr. President to some of the things that I know Mr. President Tinubu, if I thought to be corrected, shouldn't have done. So what's going on? Bringing people, passing the budget for whatever it is, and then for whatever it is and whatever it is, and you go to the Senate and accept it. And the people of River State are not benefiting absolutely on any infrastructure development or roads or health or education. I can't see any benefit whatsoever warranting the passing or jacking up of the nation, apart from grabbing money for their 2027 politics, which we get demand Friday from Mr. President. This is not fair at all. The decisions that have been taken, everything absolutely have been emasculated in River State. So for me, it's not good. Like somebody said, the settlement are going to go to River State, Akwa Ibom and Cross River and bring a representative, the civil service requirement of River State. So this is not fair. Let's call a spade a spade. My heart is bleeding for River State, and I don't know when this whole thing is going to end. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Just to add again to what our callers say, just to mention that, take note that the views are that of our contributors and doesn't really mean it's our own views. But of course, Nigerians are reacting. And I also want to add that just last week, the Sole administrator come out to say that he's not getting the support of the Rivers people in all the things he's trying to implement. And I could recall some comments made under that particular news piece. They said, how would he get the support of the people when he was not duly elected by the people? And then someone referred to democracy. And that brings me to a question that I'd love to ask you. But let's see the question that will come up. But first, let's look at the Guardian newspaper. That's where the question will come out from. The Guardian newspaper has on the front page there, violent attacks, peacetime killings, question value of Nigerian life. Abbas alleges sabotage, that's it, at budget defense as Senate reiterates democratic rule. He highlighted sabotage. He's not getting the support from the people, it seems, and so the body language, the way they are reacting, even though he's changed the people around, the structure, the supposed structure. Again, Tinubu inaugurates specialist hospital named after him in Kaduna. I want to take these two stories. I think we should leave River State for now. Maybe let me just beg for that because of time. We are seeing infrastructures being commissioned and being named after the president, first by the FCT minister, and now another one being named by President Bola Tinubu. What's your take?
Let me quickly talk about the Rivers matter.
Okay, go
the concern. You see, there's no way people will be happy. People are even in a hurry. They are waiting for this man to leave, this administrator. Because to them, this man was imposed. This man was appointed to consummate the agenda of an interested party, which is Wike. That is the feelings on the street of Port Harcourt and River State. So they cannot wait for the man to leave. And if I were the man, the administrator, I would be interested in leaving the place. I have been able to restore peace. By extension, law and order, then please leave the space, leave the stage for someone that was elected to take over. That is the thing, that is the feelings in Rivers State. Then, to your question, second question. I was talking to one of the aides of the president last week when Wike named the ICC after the president. You know, and I told him that you guys don't understand history. History will not be kind to you guys if you continue to take this kind of steps. You know, it cannot work. The criticism that trailed the last week, even the money that was spent to renovate the place was also a subject of criticism by Nigerians. You know, how can you name an edifice, the center of Abuja, after a current president, sitting president, and the man gladly accepted it? It's funny, we did not elect the king. We elected the president, and by the line with the constitution, the president is accountable to both the National Assembly and Nigerians. So who gave Wike that audacity? The man who just being sycophantic, as usual, you know, to be on the good side of the president, on the good book of the president. I think the president has a duty. Going to Kaduna yesterday too, they named an hospital, a major hospital after him. You cannot be commissioning your own things that were named after you. You cannot be naming public properties after a sitting president. And then Nigeria, the last time I checked, it's not a banana republic. So you should be dissuaded from accepting those things.
What do you mean?
It's not good enough. It's not good for even his legacy. It's not good for his name. Yes, let them name these things after he has left office. Not when in office. Babangida was there, a military ruler. He didn't name Milan Bridge after himself. Even look at Buhari. They didn't name one. Or when they left office or on the verge of his living office. This should not be encouraged. The president advisor should advise him. But this is not fair. This is not good enough. What for your name?
Sorry to butt in, because of our time. I mean, when we started the show, some points were highlighted. And I remember that I did make a very clear notion that maybe the SSAs have not really sat down with the president to say, listen, there are a few things that we need to step in quickly and debunk when they happen. Because I'm sure the president must have gotten a letter prior to his visit to the state.
Because the truth is, it's not the president that is doing everything. All those examples, it's not the president that is putting it up, and it's not the one asking.
The word psychophancy has been trending for a long time.
Based on my proximity with these guys, some of the aides are very close to him. I'm always very frank with him. I can't name names now. Very frank. You walk up to me and tell him that, okay, this is wrong. And even the SS will be surprised that, what are these guys saying? But, you know, the man is in charge. If you take the decision, the buck stops on the table.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's pragmatic enough to know that this thing is not right. It's not right. You can't be naming public property, public monuments after yourself, because this thing cannot be done without your knowledge and approval.
Exactly.
It's not good for him at all. It's not good. The earlier you know about it, the better stop this charade.
Because
these people are just sycophantic because it's in power. When we power tomorrow, they will change again, they will change that tune.
They will change it again.
I mean, dancing to the new drum that is playing. So I think we should be very careful. You should be more circumspect as a leader. Write your name in the mouth of the people, not in public monuments. They don't work that way.
That's a quote.
There are many ways that history works. History is very, you cannot rewrite history. It's there.
Just to wrap things up.
Tomorrow, Awolowo is in our minds. Bola is in our minds. If you go to my bar, I put show in Kadia. If you have paid your dues in history will record you right. You don't put names. They don't work.
And I think that's a great way to wrap up this conversation. And I really like that quote. Write your name in the minds of people and not in monuments.
That's the best
and
way.
I'm hoping
Look at Awolowo now.
Yes. Politicians, public officials, leaders can remember that.
When you pay your dues, it will be written there in their minds forever.
Posterity will judge you.
Even the late Musa Yar'Adua, the president, the late president, even the little years he had, he's still being referred to as one of the best.
History will record it.
You know.
Okay, we have to get out of the studio. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone who called during the newspaper reviews, to all our guests who have joined us virtually and physically. Breakfast Extra continues over the course of the weekend. Mazino and Judith will be following up with some of these stories we've begun to talk about, as well as the fresh stories that will break over the course of the weekend. But once again, I want to say thank you. We'll be back on Monday. I am Olive Emodi.
And I'm Joe Hansen. Thanking our callers as well, because I mean, you also shared your views. Thanks, and thanks to our guests.
Thank you very
so
much.
Always a
you
pleasure.
You still owe us meat, just so we are clear.
I don't know about this conversation.
That's
Thanks for watching.
Did not give us.
Have a great weekend.